Well, hello everybody and welcome. I'm out for an overnight winter camp out in the Blue Lady. As much as I love all of our trees here on the West Coast, sometimes I just need to get out of the dark. So I thought of this little park that I've been to before on Denman Island, Philonglay Provincial Park, 10 campsites, and there's nobody here. Big surprise. I did think there might be one, but it's not exactly the kind of weather lately that just draws people out to go camping. So that's why I brought the van. I brought some water and some food and some firewood, and we're going to have a good time, and we're going to go walk the beach after I get organized. Well, isn't this a grey mist day? I have to say at home, it wasn't quite this dense with mist. I refuse to call it rain. It's just a form of more heavy mist, but it's not too bad. It's not windy. So I think let's go walk. Let's see, I think we'll go this way. Pretty quiet. All right, let's go. Well, we've come out to a little bit of an estuary here. There's a creek that flows through this park, and it sort of follows the hillside and comes out right out up here. I don't think I've walked down here before. I'll go have a look. You can follow the creek back. The water has a yellowy brown tinge to it, and it's from the tannins from the plant life. It's not dirty. Some of you will have watched a video that I did about a month ago, I guess, where I was out at Florencia Bay on the west coast of Vancouver Island, and here I am now on the east coast, and on the east coast of another little island, Denman. So you can see, if you can recall that video, you'll see that there's huge differences between the East Coast and the West Coast, and each is beautiful and unique in its own way. This is more sheltered, where the West Coast is open to the wide Pacific for a few thousand kilometers. So the behavior of the water is different. There's always that roaring of the big waves on the West Coast, which many of us absolutely love. But here, on a day like this, you've got this beautiful, calm, quiet ocean. And although it can certainly get stirred up, I can assure you that the ferries, I took a little ferry to get over here. The ferries are often canceled because of the wind. But yeah, it's very different. The environment's just is quite different here. It's not nearly so exposed. And there's a lot of ducks here, I see. Many waterfowl come here to winter in these waters because they're protected, and where up north where they nest is freezing up now. So they come down here. We have quite a few loons here in the winter, as well as a large number of different types of ducks. There was a time, some years back, when I could identify a lot more of them than I can now. I'm a little out of practice, and probably my eyesight was better too. but yeah, my brain hasn't retained all the names, although some of them I still remember. Yes, great. I'm ever so glad I decided to do this. Do you notice? That mist, that really heavy mist is lifting. That's how it is around here. You just have to wait a while. It's highly likely going to be something different. It's beautiful. It's very still and peaceful here. Well, that was lovely. I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. And yes, it's getting brighter. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to maybe get the fire going and get a chair out. And I've got an idea for a fire that's a little bit different. The provincial parks provide these fire pits. And they have a lot going for them as far as safety goes and keeping things contained. And but I want to try something a little bit different today, and which will be equally as safe, I'm quite sure. But this dampness that falls in on us is, I'd kind of like to stay a little bit under the shelter of the canopy. And that's not going to really work here because I don't want to bring the van too close to this fire pit. So bear with me, and then it'll be time, hopefully if this works, it'll be time to make a cup of tea and just sit and relax. Well, as you can see, I've got my little wood stove from my hot tent and without the top on. And I'm just going to try this and see how it works. The other thing I've got that's new that I want to try is one of these fire logs. I saw them in the store, and Bob picks them up for me. They are supposed to burn in the wood stove for about 6 hours, I think. But in an open fire, they won't burn so long, maybe about 4. But they break very easily, so I thought I might break one and pop a piece of it in and see how it burns. Because getting firewood is also challenging. I'm almost always in parks, and you just can't go around cutting down parks trees. And they're all wet. Getting something like this that burns longer may very well be worthwhile when I camp in my hot tent, because we also picked up a few that were supposed to burn for 12 hours in the stove. Now, that seems like a real stretch to me, but it's worth trying. Even if I could have something that burned for 6 or 7, then I wouldn't have to wake up in the night and get cold and need to put on more firewood. So it's an experiment, and I thought this would be a good way to just see if I could use this little stove as a little fire pit. And I'm not sure. I think it's pretty safe, and anyway, it's all wet out here, so I'm not going to burn anything. So, and it's on concrete, so I think it's going to be just fine. hot. It's good. Well, this is working reasonably well. This little fire, it's not a perfect solution because I don't think it has much ventilation on the one end, but it's doing fine. And at least I can be under cover. Well, there it goes. It's going better now. And I can feel some heat. It's not the same as a great big campfire, but it just takes the chill off. So I'm pretty happy with it. It's just after 4. But I know that it's not going to be long until there's not going to be any light out here. But how fortunate that this afternoon that heavy mist did lift, and we had a hint of a sunset this evening. So a little bit of brightness in the sky. So I'm very, very glad that I made the decision to come out regardless of the weather. I could see that the forecast was for no rain till, I say, later tonight. And so it is quite possibly going to be pouring in the morning, but that's all right. I think you just have to kind of grab the moment when it seems like it's feasible. If it's important to you, then you go and you do it. And coming out and getting out is important to me. So I'm glad. So this is working out really nicely with the little fire. It's only a couple of feet from me, but it's not sparking at all underneath the canopy. I have this warmth, just could have caught in this little section. I don't have the wet falling on my head from above. I'm very, very comfortable. Now, I'm not going to sit out here forever because it is almost December in a couple of days. But this has been a really good experience. I'm very pleased with this setup. And, it's nice to have found an alternative use for the wood stove that I put into my tent. One of the big pluses about winter camping for me, and in that lovely winter tent I have, is that I'm warmer in there than I am in my van. It's because I don't keep heat on all night. But having this little wood stove out here is really an asset. And having it close so that I'm still under the canopy, it's that dampness falling on you that really, really chills you. And this is just working incredibly well. I'm very, very surprised. But definitely, I'm going to say that using the split wood in here is giving off a higher heat than the logs. But I think that the logs, the compressed logs that I've got, will probably work really quite well in the tent when I want a longer, slow burn. And it's going to work well for that when I'm under my sleeping bag, but I just want to keep the chill off the air. So there's a time and a place for everything. the best thing is to experiment and see how it goes. So the next time I go out in the tent, maybe in December, I'm going to take some of those logs and maybe one of those long burning logs and see how well that works. Well, it's been quite a good day. And I got Mr. Buddy on, and I'm just climbed into the van. I've got my bed ready. I've just brought my quilt. I've got a nice fleecy blanket to put on top of the cushions on the bed here. And I've got an extra blanket if I need it. So I'm just going to climb in and try and get a good night's sleep. It's going to be nothing but really quiet here, which is amazing. It's just perfect. And I'm going to keep the heater on while I read my book. And then I'm going to just turn it off and go to bed. So thanks so much for coming along. It's just been one of those things where you just, as like I said earlier, you just got to grasp the moment, get out there, do it. And then it turned out to be such a beautiful evening. So I'm going to say goodnight. And in the morning, I'll get up, make some breakfast. Who knows, maybe the rain won't have happened. So we'll see. You just can never tell. The weather forecasts around here are just like so unpredictable. All right, I'll see you in the morning. Good night for now. Good morning, everybody. Well, it's a rainy, dreary day here on the east coast of the west coast of Canada, and pretty typical for the end of November. But I had a great sleep, and the rain started about 11 o'clock last night. I could hear it on the roof of the van, and it's kept up pretty much all night. So I'm just going to have this breakfast, simple, just a pre-cooked bacon and an egg and an English muffin, and then it'll be time to pack up. It's forecast to rain all day, so there's not really much point in hanging around here and sitting in the van. I can get out in my rain gear, I guess, but what the heck. I had a great evening and afternoon yesterday. Totally worth the effort to come up and just spend that amount of time. This time of year, you just take what you can get. So I'm just going to enjoy this, and I'll see you after breakfast. There's a puddle. Oh, and the water is like running to the ocean here. We have a bit of a stream down the path. We'll just have a quick look down here today before we go see what's happening. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, it's a bit of a dreary day, eh? Well, it's an interesting day at the beach. And yeah, I'm so glad we got in yesterday. That was super. It was really good. All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. I've got to put the wood. I put the wood all under cover last night because I knew it was supposed to rain. And I've got to empty the ashes out of the stove. So we'll go do that. And then it'll be time to pack up. The wind is supposed to come up later. And so I want to be sure to get back to that little ferry and get across before the wind starts. Otherwise, I could be here in the rain for another 24 hours. Although tomorrow the forecast is supposed to be nice again, so we'll see. All right, let's go get the work done. It's just a pool of water in there. Well, this is a darn sight easier than putting together a tent, a wet tent, and a lot quicker. I just checked the thermometer and it's 7 degrees Celsius. So that's not that bad. I would say November, December, January, and then by February often things are starting to perk up a bit. But it is what it is, and you make the best of it. Over the next 2 or 3 months, I'm going to be hit and miss with getting out making videos. But, you know, I'm still going to do what I did this time. Just grab the van and throw some food in my sleeping bag and take off when I can. And I hope that you'll enjoy these little getaways with me, and we'll just grab it when we can and just, you know, make the best of it and still get outside. And I find it just does me so much good. It's really lifted my spirits, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So this is living life fully, although a little on the damp side. So I'll see you on the next video, whenever that is. So I'll see you again soon.